Good morning and welcome back to Donington Park. So this time we're here with 7 race series, and this time we're on the Donington National layout instead of the GP layout we did with the Caterham Graduates race series. So obviously looking forward to it today. Weather's looking good to us, and there isn't any forecast of rain, so that should be good. There's no free practice today, unfortunately. There was a track day and a test day yesterday which I missed out on, unfortunately. But we have 30 minutes qualifying this morning. And then we've got 2 races, one directly after lunch and then one around 5 o'clock. So good day, good weather. Let's hope we can have some good racing, and yeah, let's see how we can get on. So that's the end of qualifying. So really good sessions, nice bit of space I managed to achieve, managed to get around a couple of other quick people and some of the R300s in the class above. Got some good lap times in, managed to get a 1:19.9, which is only about 800ths of a second off the graduates lap record here, and ultimately that managed to get me 6th in my class. That also then got me 21st position on the grid in total. Obviously I'll probably be unachievable to catch up to the R300s, but you never know, things can happen, so let's see what we can do. Unfortunately had a bit of a brake failure going round. I did have my rear right caliper replaced in the week because it was weeping, brake fluid everywhere, so I managed to get that replaced. However, I think it may have been some trapped air in it. So unfortunately I went off in the gravel, and by the time I could get back into the rhythm of things, the session was over. So 6th in class, 21st on the grid. Let's see what we can do. So what a race that was, absolutely incredible. So I was meant to be starting off 6th in class, but Oscar Lowry ended up getting 2 of his laps disqualified because of track limits. So that means I managed to start in 5th place. So really good start, managed to get my way up to about 3rd place in the first lap. Then I think I managed to get up into 2nd, and after that I just managed to keep jostling with Mark Stansfield in 1st place. So I kept leading the race for a few times, managed to get back to 2nd, and then a safety car came out. By this time, myself and Mark in 1st and 2nd, we'd built up about a 3-second gap between 2nd and 3rd place, so I had a really big cushion. I could relax, take it steady, focus on my lines, focus on my braking points. And then unfortunately there was a safety car, which then meant that massive gap where I couldn't see a car behind me anymore in 2nd place. They obviously were then on me. Carried on with the end of the race and managed to lead again a little bit after the safety car. Managed to get some really close moves executed and done, which was awesome. I did unfortunately tag Lucy, who was, we were both battling, I think it was, for 2nd at the time. And when we were leaving Old Hairpin, I was on the far left hand side and she moved in on me, and we obviously made contact. So she lost the rear left wing, I didn't lose any body panels thankfully, and we were able to continue. So got to the end of the race, we were coming in 3 abreast and the me just behind. Last corner, Oscar Lowry up the inside, Mark Stansfield, then Lucy, me just a little bit behind, about 10 feet if that. Oscar Lowry late braked, lost traction I believe, went into the back of Mark Stansfield, did a bit of a wheelie, and that put them 2 both out of the race. I looked at the marshal posts, looked to see if there was a yellow, to see if I was allowed to overtake Lucy. Saw there was no yellow flag, back on that power nice and hard. Unfortunately, she managed to cross the line just before me at 0.004 of a second, so blinking kind of time, insane. But my first ever second place, and yeah, can't wait, second place, brilliant. Okay, so race 2, I get to start in second place on the grid, my first time ever on the front of the grid, and I was able to get a blinding start, get off from the line obviously really quickly and defend that inside corner immediately, only to find R300s everywhere. Wasn't what I was expecting. I saw a yellow flag, I wasn't sure why, which then obviously brought the safety car out, so it then meant we were following the safety car not for very long while they moved a couple of cars from Redgate. As soon as the safety car I thought was coming in, I was conscious to try and warm my tyres, as you can see me weaving up here, keeping the heat in the tyres, heating the brakes by doing a little bit of dabbing on the brakes, and I could see well in the distance that the safety car lights had gone off, so I was conscious to stay on the back of these R300s in front of me to try and get a draft. So behind me I can see that Lucy's not very close, so I'm straight on the power trying to catch up with these R300s to try and stay in their draft, because ultimately that'll help me out. A couple of problems with the R300s again, but I'm still sticking with the backpack of the R300, sorry, and as you can see the gap between me and Lucy in the back is getting bigger. Panic moment when I saw this white car come along. I thought it was Lucy. I thought, how has she done that? So I looked out the right hand side thinking, how is Lucy on me already? And I then realized that it's actually an R300, so I try and stick on the back of this R300 to pull the gap away from me and Lucy, which has got a little bit tighter. As you can see, I've managed to create quite a big gap now between myself and Lucy, which was vital, I thought, in order to try and secure this win. I needed to try and keep on top of that R300 that was in front to make that gap a little bit bigger. As you can see, he's just pulled up on the side, actually, that same R300 where he must have outbraked himself, and instead of compromising my race, he waited before pulling out. You can see he's in my rearview mirror now, and he'd followed me for about a lap and a half without compromising my corners, because he was obviously conscious that I was fastest in my class. As soon as I'd got on the back straight, I was signaling to him here to say clear, go by, obviously on a straight, so it's easier for him to pass me on the straight with his extra horsepower. The R300s run around 210 horsepower, so sticking on the back of him here was vital in order to ensure that I built a bigger cushion between me and Lucy behind. As you can see though, in the rearview mirror I was just ecstatic the fact that I couldn't see a K-trim on my rearview mirror anymore. Keeping on the back of the R300, made a big gap, followed no one for quite some time, and then as soon as I saw that checkered flag, I was so over the moon. I didn't see a last lap flag or a last lap board, so as soon as I saw the checkered flag, I was thankful to know that I'd secured my first ever win.
The main bits, right, we have this morning's race in 1600s. Third place, Tony Jaffe. Second place, if I get it right, was Mark Johnson. Hey. Congratulations. That one. You may wish to do something that in a second.
Definitely.
And in first place, just get it definitely right, Lucy Redding. Well done. There we go. Smile nicely. Lucy, you also get one of these in a second. Third place, Mark Stansfield. Second place was Lucy Redding. First place was, looking a bit eager, Mark Johnson. Congratulations. Another one of those. Smile.
So celebrations are over. Managed to lead the whole race. Incredible race, and absolutely loved it. That's now 1, 2 and 3 all at Donington Park, all in the first year of racing. Absolutely incredible. Awesome. Loved it. Loved it. It wasn't the most exciting race to watch, so watching the second race might be a little bit boring, so I'd probably recommend against it. But yeah, leading from start to finish, absolutely loved it. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone that's subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what's happening, subscribe down below. But thank you to all the 300 subscribers I currently have. Absolutely incredible. Thank you.